everyone, welcome back to Callie and Beans Books. I'm Brittany and today I'm going to go through my Kindle Unlimited TBR. I have a library full of books that I do want to get to in the next couple of weeks. These are just some of my top ones that I wanted to share, kind of see what I'm interested in. The first series that I'm reading is called The Wrecked Roommates by Kelsey Ray. I started with the first one, of course, called Model Behavior. This follows Reese, who's getting out of an abusive relationship, has nowhere to go, so she calls her older brother Milo, who is super protective over her and can get a little toxic, not gonna lie. And he's like, yep, I'll take you in. 3 male roommates, and the rule is off limits. She's off limits and she can't touch them, they can't touch her. So it sets up for some steamy banter between the characters, and she ends up starting a relationship with one of the roommates. His name is River, and interesting. The story is a little slow on takeoff, kind of repetitive. We circle around the plot points a couple of times before we actually get to the romance. I did enjoy the story overall. I think the turning point of the story through the end was really well done. It's just how we got there was a little boring. We do meet Dove, who is the main character in the second one, and so far I've actually really enjoyed the second one more. I'm connecting more with Dove. I think we're getting more of Dove's personality, more than we got Reese. Reese was just kind of whiny and hard to connect with, for me at least. Her story seems just a little more intriguing to me, and there's more mystery around some aspects of her story, and I'm excited to see where the story goes. So far I'm at 25%, so we'll see how I enjoy the rest of it. And then there's 3 more books included in the Wrecked Roommates, following, of course, each of the roommates and one of the brothers. So I'm really excited to see where this goes. I'll probably finish up Forbidden Lyrics, which is Dove's story, the second one, and then kind of switch into the follow-ups in between other reads. One story that I had in Kindle Unlimited was A Court of Honey and Ash. However, I was looking for something on Audible to listen to after finishing Crescent City 2 and landed on this one. It's narrated by Elizabeth Evans, and I absolutely adore her voice. She's the one that does all of Throne of Glass and both of the Crescent Cities. She narrates and changes voices and animates, and it's just so well done that I was like, you know what? I'll listen to this one. I like the synopsis. I think it's interesting. The world building with that story was very hard to get into. I had to rewind a lot. I couldn't connect with the story as easily as I can with other stories. And then for a while there, I wanted to just kind of give up and go to something else. But I'm glad I stuck with it because the second book, so well done. Absolutely love it. I just started the third one this morning, so I'm still kind of getting into it. Really like where the story is going. It is unique, even though it does follow like fae aspects. More similar to Holly Black's Folk of Air than Sarah J. Maas's Aquitar and Throne of Glass fae. Either way, I'm now enjoying the story. That's one that I wanted to mention that was technically on my TBR for Kindle Unlimited, but I decided to listen to it on Audible instead. The next Kindle Unlimited book I want to mention is one that I found on TikTok. I actually followed the author, and she's been doing amazing hype for her own story, and I'm very intrigued. I'm a little nervous just because of some of the themes, and the plot sounds a little confusing to follow, but it's also really intriguing, so that's why I'm looking forward to it. And I'm talking about The Pawn and the Puppet by Brandy Lee's Seeker. I don't know how to say her last name, but I'm super excited about it. I think this is going to be the one that I've queued up after I finish Forbidden Lyrics, just because I want something different and unique. The next series I want to mention is by Raven Kennedy. I finished her Plated Prisoner series in the beginning of the year and was looking for more of her stories because I love her writing style, and found the Heart Hassle series, and there's 4 books in the complete series that I downloaded. Like, it's a set that comes with like bonus content, and then there's another standalone that was in the store, so I downloaded that as well. So I think there's 5 total books and then some bonus content, so I plan on getting to that at some point. I do plan on doing a reread of the Plated Prisoner series soon, probably closer to when Glow comes out. Probably just binge all of it because I love that series. But I wanted something new and something else from her because her writing style is one of my favorites. So I'm really looking forward to that. And the Heart Hassle series is a Cupid retelling, which is really interesting. I feel like Cupid's sprinkled into other stories. I've never read something that's based off of Cupid, so I'm looking forward to that one. So the final group of books I'm going to mention all kind of fall under the umbrella that I found through Kindle Unlimited recommendations for me based off of my other reading and downloads, things I've seen on TikTok, of course, and ones that I've come across on one of the Sarah J. Maas Facebook groups I'm a part of. First one is A Rune of Roses by K.F. Breen. I don't know a lot about this story. I want to go in blind. I want to go in not knowing a lot of the synopsis. Just know that people get the ACOTAR touchy-feelies when they read it. The second one is The High Mountain Court by A.K. Mulford. I don't know much about this one. I like the cover picture. I like the idea of it being a court. But again, I'm going kind of in blind based off of other recommendations. So that is also on my TBR just because it sounds interesting. And the third one is City of Thorns by C.N. Crawford. Again, don't know anything about this. It was just on recommendations from TikTok and from the Kindle Unlimited store. Like, hey, based on your reading, you might enjoy this. And I was like, okay. So it's sitting in my library and I do want to check it out. The final book that I want to mention for my Kindle Unlimited TBR is Hooked by Emily McIntyre. And this, from my understanding, is Peter Pan meets mafia dark romance. So I'm very intrigued. I've seen this at a couple of the Barnes & Noble that I go to. I've been tempted, but I haven't been able to commit. I'm still not entirely sure why. I think it's because I'm not a huge Peter Pan person to begin with. Like the Disney adaptation, not a huge fan. Never really been a huge like, oh yeah, I really like Peter Pan. I think it's creepy. So I'm a little nervous to jump into it, but I've also heard so many good things that my interest is piqued a little bit. So we'll see. And that's why I'm keeping it tucked in my Kindle Unlimited library. I'll get to it at some point, but I'm not really sure when that's going to happen. So those are the books I have downloaded in my Kindle Unlimited library that are on my TBR in between other romances and other fantasies and things like that. So if you have any other recommendations, I would love to hear them. Drop them in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to our channel. We post new videos every Tuesday and Thursday with some Sundays. If you like our content, please be sure to share it with your friends and family. And head over to Instagram and Goodreads. Our links for our individual and joint accounts are in the description below. And until next time, bye.